people can get hurt. People can lose a lot of money not understanding what they're doing. And while people think they can go it alone, you need to have professionals that are helping guide the way. The foreclosure world, one of the worst things I ever saw happen, people think, oh, I'm gonna buy, a foreclosure property on the courthouse steps. Well, if you haven't done your homework and made sure that you know exactly what you're buying, you can see some really ugly things happen. Years ago, I remember somebody showed up and they were all excited. They were going to buy a property on the courthouse steps because it had been published in the paper, show up at 10 o'clock on the courthouse steps. And this has been decades ago, but I'll never forget what happened. This person walked up and they started the auction and they read off what the opening bid was, and this person bid that amount of money. And nobody else was bidding, and they went once, they went twice, they sold that property to him. He was so excited, he bought this house, it was gonna be amazing, got this great deal, totally, everything was awesome. 1 week later, there was another foreclosure on the courthouse steps for the first mortgage. So the week prior, there was a second mortgage because they had multiple mortgages on the property and they were all in foreclosure. So he showed up and he bought a second mortgage. Well, guess what? The first mortgage takes over the second mortgage. So a week later, somebody came in and they bid for this. They opened up the bid for the first mortgage, and this person had already spent their money to buy the second mortgage, didn't realize that's what they were buying. 1 week later, somebody came in that knew what was happening and what they were doing, and the bid opened and they bought first mortgage. Guess who has title to the house? The second person. The first person spent, let's say, $100,000, flushed it down the toilet, gone, because they didn't know what they were doing, because they didn't have a professional help them understand what they were doing. And it was heartbreaking. And I didn't know it was happening until it had already happened. And I remember watching it and just thinking, oh, how horrible. But it was a life lesson that solidifies the fact that you need to have professionals every step of the way. People think they can do their own remodel. They think they can change their own toilet. That whatever it might be, there's consequences to those choices. Sometimes you can do it and you get away with it and everything's great. Sometimes you might not quite seed it quite properly and you forgot that you're supposed to put a wax ring in there, and you have a bathroom that's completely rotted out because it's been leaking water slowly underneath it for years because you didn't know there's supposed to be a wax ring in there. It's just a simple little example of it needs to have somebody, you need to have the professionals help you make decisions to make sure that you're not making big mistakes. Some mistakes are little and don't cost a lot. Some mistakes are huge and can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. So having a professional help you and take care of everything you need is so critical, whether it's your realtor, your home inspector, your title, your escrow, your mortgage, whatever aspect of real estate it is, you need to have professionals helping you understand it. If you have financial questions, you need to talk to your tax accountant. You need to talk to your attorney. You need to talk to your financial planner, whomever it is. Maybe you're pulling money from a 401k for a down payment. Well, you need to understand the consequences of that. Can you do it? Absolutely. Is there a consequence to it? Yes. You want to make sure you understand what that consequence is. You might still choose to do it, but you need to at least know going into it what it is that's happened. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength to know that you need to surround yourself by professionals that are helping take care of everything and watching your back. I'm always fascinated when people, I've had it happen, and I've had people over the years think, oh, this person's too close to me. I don't want to work with them because they know me too well, or I don't want them to know some of my personal business. I'm sorry, but who better to watch out for you and take care of you than somebody that cares about you intimately? Real estate, it's numbers. Yeah, it's numbers. It's incomes. But when I'm working with somebody, your mortgage office, your loan officer, your mortgage professional, they know your income. I don't need to know your income to know that you can buy a house. That's why I connect you with a loan officer. They run the numbers. They look at everything on your financials. That's their job. I don't need to know what your income is. I don't need to know what your savings is. I just need to know that you're good to go so that we can write an offer in confidence, knowing that that offer could get accepted. Let them handle their financial piece. And it's okay for them to be close to you. It's better because they care about you. If you have somebody that's removed, where you think you're getting this kind of neutral person, well, they could probably do a fine job, but they're not as vested into you and your success as somebody that knows and cares about you. So my own personal opinion is I want to work with people that really care about me on the big picture, not just get me through a transaction, but I want to know that each one of the professionals in my life cares about me beyond just helping me get through the transaction, whatever that transaction might be that's happening.